Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So there is one of the Echeveria that can be quite troublesome for a lot of beginners. Well, we are not talking about Echeveria Black Prince. Echeveria Black Prince is also a very tough succulent for a lot of beginners, though it's very commonly found, but it turns out to be very troublesome for a lot of beginners. But it's none other than Echeveria PVN. Now Echeveria PVN, again, a lot of people have a good success rate, but a lot of beginners also have a tough time handling a PVN. The major issue what a lot of beginners face is that their PVN starts to drop a lot of leaves. Unlike Black Prince tends to rot easily with overwatering, and it is a pest magnet. The same thing, PVN also is a pest magnet. Usually it gets affected with mealybugs, especially on the crown area. It gets attacked with mealybugs very easily. Apart from that, this succulent tends to easily stretch if it does not get a lot of light. You can see this one was kept in indirect bright light and it has already started to stretch. This is the early sign of stretching. So you can see the colors have all faded off. It is getting a little bit lighter on the crown area. This is another issue with PVN. It gets stretched very easily when there is lack of light. Another reason is repotting shock. If you tend to repot your PVN quite often, it will have a repotting shock. It tends to go into shock very soon. Now this one was repotted twice. Once the pot broke and second time there were some bugs and I had to repot it. The size of the succulent was similar to this one, but then you can see it started to drop a lot of leaves because it started to get into shock, and it dropped off a couple of leaves. Probably it dropped around 5 to 6 leaves within 2 to 3 days, which is not a very good sign. And now it is slowly starting to get acclimated. It's getting a little bit better. I have moved it to indirect bright light because I wanted it to get adjusted first before putting it out in direct sunlight. Because PVNs love a good amount of direct sunlight, especially the morning direct sunlight, no afternoon sunlight at all. But if your succulent is weak, do not keep it in direct sunlight. It will harm the succulent even more. Like this one, I am going to be keeping it a little bit more in indirect bright light so that it can get acclimated. Once the crown area starts getting a little bit more purple and a little bit more compact, I will then slowly start introducing it to morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. Now on the other hand, I had another PVN pup which has been in this pot for a very long time, and as you can see, it's going very strong. A little bit of water droplets, I have to blow them off, but you can see this one is doing quite good. It was actually a very small little pup that I had kept in this pot, and now it is doing quite well. It has grown quite a bit. It was almost half the size of what it is right now, and it has grown quite a bit. This one is kept in morning direct sunlight for around 2 to 3 hours, not more than that, because it's still very small. So as you can see, the succulent is very compact. The leaves are very intact. There is that purplish color as compared to what this one looks like. You can see this one has completely lost the color, whereas this one still has the color, because this one is kept in morning direct sunlight for around 2 to 3 hours because it's just very small right now. So Echeveria PVN is again a very commonly found succulent. A lot of people do have this succulent and also tend to kill it. So ensure that you have a well draining soil, because again, just like Black Prince, they do not like to be sitting in soggy wet soil for a very long time. They do not like the soil to stay moist for a very long time. So ensure that you have a well draining, loose, porous soil that tends to dry faster. That's why I have used all of my pots are earthen pots, basically the papercrete pots for my Echeveria PVN, because they do not like moisture in the soil. So I'll have to wait. I don't know how long will this take. Probably it will take another 4 weeks, probably 3 to 4 weeks for it to get compact. So as and when that happens, I will slowly start introducing it to morning direct sunlight. Apart from all this, another issue, as I said earlier, mealybug is a major issue with PVN. Usually the crown area gets affected with mealybugs, and it's very difficult to get rid of it. Because PVNs do have a lot of farina. You can see there's a lot of farina on that, so you cannot spray anything. You cannot touch the leaf, because if you're going to touch the leaf, the farina will get disturbed. So a lot of hassle, a lot of issues. So if you are a beginner, you want something easy, then do not go for this succulent right away. Wait for some time, gain some experience, and then probably you can get into the Echeveria PVN. For a lot of people, the environment which is very dry and cool, it tends to work out really well. But for people who have a very high humidity or if the environment is very warm and humid, then you are going to have a hard time growing Echeveria PVN. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.